Chapter 7, Section 1, Chemical Names and Formulas. You have to know that some covalent compounds have common name. So for example, H2O, dihydrogen monoxide, the common name water. For NH3, the common name ammonia, and for CH4, the common name methane. Now, general question for ionic and covalent compound. So write the name or formula for the following compounds. Here the formula and here the name. Al2O3. So the first step, you have to know if your compound is ionic or covalent. So aluminum, it's a metal. Oxygen, it's a nonmetal. Metal with nonmetal, it's an ionic compound. So what are the rules for ionic compounds? Rule number 1, you have to write the name of metal, then nonmetal. And the name of the nonmetal must end with IDE. So the name is aluminum oxide. Now, how to write the formula for iron 2 sulfide? What are the rules about how to write the formula? Rule number 1, you have to write the symbol of cation, then anion. Positive ion, then negative ion. So, for iron, Fe, the charge is positive 2. And sulfide, it's for sulfur. Sulfur is in group 6, so it carries negative 2 charge. So the rule is if the positive charge equal to the negative charge, they cancel each other. So the ratio 1 to 1. So the formula is FeS. Now what about NO3? It's a covalent, nitrogen nonmetal, oxygen nonmetal, so covalent compound. So what are the rules for covalent compound? You have to use the prefix. So nitrogen, how many nitrogen atoms? 1. Don't use mono for the first one, so direct nitrogen. The second one, oxygen, you have 3 oxygen atoms, so tri, the prefix indicates 3, tri. And the root of the name of the second element must end with IDE, so trioxide. Now what about sodium phosphate? How to write the formula? You have to write the symbol of ions. So for sodium, Na. It's in group 1, so carry positive 1 charge. Phosphate, it's a polyatomic ion. PO4. It carry charge negative 3. So if positive charge not equal to the negative charge, cross multiply. You have to multiply sodium by 3 and phosphate by 1. So sodium by 3, Na3. Phosphate by 1, still the same. Now, lithium carbonate. Lithium, it's a metal or carry positive charge, and carbonate, it's a polyatomic ion carry negative charge. So positive charge with negative charge, it's an ionic compound. So the name is lithium carbonate. Now diphosphorus pentoxide. It's a covalent compound because of the prefix. So diphosphorus. How many phosphorus? Di. Di refers to 2. So you have 2 phosphorus atoms, P2. Now pentoxide. Oxide for oxygen. How many oxygen? Penta. Penta refers to 5. So 5 oxygen atoms. O5. Now FeCl3. Fe is a metal, Cl is a nonmetal, so a metal with nonmetal, it's an ionic compound. What are the rules for ionic compound? You have to write the name of metal then nonmetal, and the name of the nonmetal end with IDE, and if the metal is a transition metal, you have to write the charge. So here Fe, iron. It's a transition metal, so you have to write the charge between brackets and Cl for chloride. Now, what about the charge of iron? So Cl is in group 7 in the periodic table. It carries -1 charge. Each chloride ion carry -1. Here in the compound you have 3. This compound contains 1 iron and 3 chloride. Each of these carry -1. So the total is -3. So positive charge must be equal to the negative charge. If the total negative charge is -3, so the total positive charge is +3. So the charge is 3. Now magnesium nitrate. How to write the formula? You have to write the symbol of ions. Magnesium Mg, it's in a group 2, so +2. Nitrate, it's a polyatomic ion, carry -1. If positive charge not equal to the negative charge, so cross multiply. You have to multiply magnesium by 1, so Mg, and nitrate group by 2. Because it's a polyatomic ion, you have to put it in between brackets, so NO3 by 2. Now copper, or CuOH by 2. So Cu for copper, it's a transition metal, so you have to write the charge. OH, it's a polyatomic ion, hydroxide. What is the charge for copper? So here in this compound you have 1 copper and 2 hydroxide groups. Each of these carry -1. So the total negative charge is -2. Negative charge must be equal to the positive charge. So copper must carry +2 charge. Ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium, it's a polyatomic ion, NH4, it carry +1. And hydroxide, also a polyatomic ion, -1. If positive charge equal to the negative charge, they cancel to each other, so the ratio 1 to 1. NH4, OH. What about H2O? It's a covalent compound. It has a common name of water. The last example, iron 3 sulfate. Iron, Fe, the charge is +3. Sulfate is a polyatomic ion, SO4, it carries -2. If positive charge not equal to the negative charge, cross multiply. You have to multiply iron by 2 and sulfate group by 3. Because it's a polyatomic ion, you have to put it in between brackets. So SO4 by